The Imperial Guard is pretty cool. The Imperial Guard is pretty expendable. So I'm going to try and build a list where I can cram the most dudes I can into a semi-functional list. And that is 259 models. I'm sorry, this is another dumb idea. By the way, thank you so much for the support on the last video, the Rhino video. That has done so well, I cannot thank you guys enough. Starting off, our army rule is orders. Our officers can give respective models a buff. You can do things like extra movement, better melee, better shooting, you can improve your number of shots with rapid fire weapons, you can improve your save characteristic, which does stack with the main part of this whole video, the detachment rule, or you can improve your leadership and objective control. And the main reason why I want to do this video, our detachment rule. The Master of Camouflage, our Walker models, we don't have any, and our Regiment models, which is pretty much any guys, which is our entire army, gain the benefits of cover. If they already have the benefits of cover for any other reason, like being in cover, improve the save characteristic by 1. That is on the data sheet. Guardsmen typically have a save characteristic of 5. They're pretty squishy, they're really not that great, they die to a stiff breeze. But we can make them a 3-up save in cover. They're kind of like Space Marine saves now. It's like when your mum says, hey, we have Space Marines at home. That's kind of what we're trying to do here, budget Space Marines. This will make our 259 guys tankier than they have any right being, and we're going to abuse that and try and swarm the board and make it really hard for your opponent to do anything by move blocking them, throwing dudes into the treads of your vehicle, and we're just going to buy time and try and score. Stratagems are pretty good, all of them but one are must use. First up is Crackshot, your platoon, which is just your guys. Gain precision on the ranged weapons, bully the enemy character out of the unit. Draw them out gives you a reactive move on your dudes if your opponent moves within 9 inches. Scramble Field says please do not deep strike near me, move 12 inches back, my safe space. Courageous Diversion gives your dudes a feel no pain 6, but if they are the closest target, -1 to hit. Tanglefoot Grenades gives a -2 to your opponent's charge, which is really funny with draw them out when you can run away. The last one is Scouting Outriders, which cares about the walker unit or mounted, we do not use them. So starting off in the data sheets, I've gone with my beloved, the Death Korps of Krieg. I love these guys, but I'm getting sick of painting them. These guys, we are running 3 squads of 10, 3 squads of 20 for a lot of points. They bring a lot of war gear options, typical of the Imperial Guard, a lot of mix and match, do what you need to. But their general is Grim Demeanor. If you're missing even one dude from the squad, you get +1 to hit, meaning you're hitting on 3s, like Space Marines. And if you're missing half the squad, you get +1 to wound, which is really good on small arms fire or even melter guns. For war gear options, we have the Voxcaster, really typical for battle line models and Imp Guard. It gives you a 1 out of 3 chance really getting a command point back when you target them with Stratagem, or if you have an officer, improve that roll by 1. And then the main thing, this is what makes the Death Korps Krieg really good, especially with our improved armor save. Medipack. On your command phase, resurrect D3 models. If you have a squad size of 20, you have 2 Medipacks in here, you resurrect D3 +1 models every command phase for you. Stack that with improved save, they are a hard nut to crack. Now with war gear options, it gets messy with them, trying to read and work it out. General rule for a lot of people, 20 man brick, you're going to have 2 melter guns, 2 plasma guns, you're going to have 2 sergeants, so that'll be 2 pistols of plasma, 2 power weapons, and you're going to have 14 las guns mixed in there. And attached to those squads are our Krieg Command Squad, so it's another 6 dudes onto the unit. You've got a Lord Commissar who is an officer, and you've got 5 veteran guardsmen attached. Again, you have a variety of weapons, but the main rules are Grim Determination, means you can still use stratagems even while battle shocked, and if they become battle shocked, any affected order does not fade away. They've got Master Vox, which means that any officer in the unit can project 24 inches away. This matters a lot because you've got one unit with Lord Solar who can dish out a lot of orders. Giving out 24-inch orders is pretty nutty. You have Alchemic Counter Agents, which gives your unit Feel No Pain 6 against Mortal, which is a good countermeasure because Mortals can bleed through the squad and just kill them real quick. Regimental Standard gives you +1 OC, pretty good. And then the reason why I picked these as a cool character unit, Servo Scribe. Once per battle, when issuing an order, you can issue an additional order, only once per game, but that means turn 1, turn 2, your big Krieg squads can help your other squads run faster up the board and get where they need to get. We're running max of these at 65 apiece. And like I mentioned, general loadout will end up probably being 2 power weapons with 2 plasma pistols, so like 2 melee hybrids, a plasma gun and some las guns in there. Then we have the other side of the coin, the Cadian shock troops. They're just similar to the Krieg. They're just your T3 guys with 5 up save, nothing special, but with our detachment, they're going to be pretty hard to remove. Squad of 20 at 120 points. We're running max these at 6. Their unique rule is shock troops, which is sticky objective. Can't go wrong there. They also have the Voxcaster, you might get a command point refund, could be cool. In terms of war gear loadout, it tends to be 2 plasma gun, 2 melter gun, 2 auto guns, and the rest are las guns. That's your general story there. Into our elites, we have 2 groups of the Cadian, a little bit bigger base here, 110 points for a group of 10. They're really defined by their better war gear options, and they have Scout 6, means at turn 0, we can move into the mid-board even faster. Lots of war gear options. They have a really cool rule called Warrior Elite. Once per battle round, they can pick any order and have it active. They do not need an officer to do it. Then in terms of war gear, they also have the Vocaster again, but they do have a Melter Mine for potential free mortal wounds into a target. They have the same stat line, but they have a slight better save on them. In terms of war gear, lots of variations here, but for my squad, I like 2 plasma gun, 2 melter gun, 1 marksman rifle, 1 hotshot pistol with the dude with the melter mine, another power weapon and a plasma pistol for the sergeant, and 3 guys are just carrying hotshot las guns, which are just better las guns. They have 1 squad for my equivalents. They are just a bit more elite as well, better save, but still a normal guardsman. But they have deep strike, and they can deep strike within 6 inches because they like that. They also bring a little servo sentry with them for extra firepower when they drop down onto a target. So a squad of 10 is 100 points. Again, you have your options of war gear, but typically you're going to pick to have the sentry grenade launcher for more damage, the melter carbine on someone to hopefully melter someone, long las, and 8 hotshot lasers. They're really good to drop on an enemy target, use a stratagem to get precision and try and delete a character. Then we have Lord Solar attached to a block of 20 Kriegsmen with the command squad for all the orders at 24 inches, command point generation and all that goodness. The reason why with Lord Solar is, with the squad he's attached to, he can give out 3 orders at 24 inches. The Lord Commissar from the Krieg in that same squad can give out an extra order once per game, as well as his normal order. This 1 brick can give out 5 orders. So turn 1, you can just go move times 5, and your dudes will run forward. This is what your army will visually look like. 259 guys, not including any sentry turrets. It's a lot of dudes, it's a lot of wounds to get through, a lot of dudes with 3-up save, maybe even better. It's a lot of health to rip through. Cover is your best friend, so always keep your dudes towed in. They are your Krieg command squads down the bottom there. You can see all your characters, so remember extra orders and the big fat brick with Lord Solar. Now, to get a little bit scumbaggy, unit coherency. This is where we're going to bully the opponent out of the game. If your squad has 7 or more dudes in it, every dude has to be within 2 inches of another 2 guys. That is unit coherency. If you break it, you start losing models, so you can beat coherency. So, every guy in our squad has to see 2 of his mates at least 2 inches. 2 inches is 50.8 millimeters. So let's work with 50mm. This is what a 20-man squad would look like, spaced out at most efficient peak. Your squad will physically take up 32 centimeters by 25 centimeters on the board. It's kind of disgusting. Not that you're going to sit there and measure them out, but in theory, that's what you can do. You can also congaline them. We will talk about that. A normal game at 2,000 points is on a board that's 44 inches by 60 inches or 112 centimeters by 152. This is what our army would look like if we were to efficiently try and spread things out, roughly, and that's not including the 9-inch bubble of you can't deep strike near me. If we were to really stack our models out, our opponent nearly has no room on the board. We can fill out a whole deployment and then some. Pretty dirty. And like I said with conga lining, you can totally run a line of dudes as long as the end of the conga line is a triangle, because a triangle will create a point where every model at the end of the triangle can see 2 other dudes, and if you're in the middle of the conga line, you can see a dude in front and behind you. It's slow moving, but if you want to like cut off a length of the board and make it hard to deep strike, you can do that. Pros and cons to this really dumb idea. It's 259 guys. That's a lot of guys. Pretty good. It's very tanky. It's a lot of health to get through, a lot of save. Very good stratagems. They are all powerful, very active as well. You can do a lot of move blocking. It's a good skill to learn. Try and like counter your opponent's arrival, deep strike coming in off the board, or physically stopping him having a charge. There are a lot of special weapons mixed in here, like you've got that many plasma guns, plasma pistol, melter gun, a lot of grenade stratagem getting used. You have a lot of damage coming out of random chaff models your opponents have to deal with. But you also have that many chaff guns, you will take down other non-vehicles very easily. It is a completely different win con. We are probably not going to kill them to win, we are purely just trying to get in their way, throw dudes under the treads and win by objective. It is a skew list, which is always funny I find. I like them, it's a bit of a meme, it's a bit of haha. But at the same time, that can be a weakness. And it's a cool meat grinder playstyle. I like it. The cons, painting. God, painting will suck. That'll probably kill your painting vibe for Warhammer forever. Movement phase sucks real bad. Your longest phase in the game, you might just time out. Movement trays might be a thing you need, but then you're being inefficient, you might not measure up properly. It's a skew list. If your opponent happens to bring the most anti-horde ever, they will rip you apart and finish you off pretty quick. But at the same time, a lot of people bring a lot of anti-tank. Does nothing to us, we do not care about anti-tank in any way. And financially, it's a pretty expensive, dumb idea. That is the meat grinder. It's a stupid idea, but it's 259 guardsmen in a list. It looks cool, it's very impressive on the table. It's purely comical. Do not take this to a GT or try anything because you will time out and probably lose anyway. But for the meme, it's funny. Thank you for watching. I really enjoy these. I'm going to keep doing them. Thank you for the support. I cannot thank you guys enough. And thank you to my patrons. I love you guys. And please like and sub. Thank you and goodbye.